Whatever the time, the plan remains. We are now, as we have been for the length of your time on earth, awaiting a certain locality of fact to arise from within the collective of consciousness that signals your clear understanding of love. We are not waiting until the totality of people get it. Just enough is sufficient for us to embark on the next phase of what has had your hopes and dreams enveloped within its very existence for eons of time. What headed your way in the far distant past returns now to answer the questions that have been in the collective in increasing intensity. When will the drama of oppression end? Are we going to have any outside help in achieving world liberation from tyranny? Has the entire story of extraterrestrial help been a lie? These are the kinds of questions that will all be answered with the return to Earth of those beings who created a lot of the ecosystems of your world, the return of those extraterrestrial beings who vowed to wait and watch, to love and to support until people of Earth reach the optimal ratio of awareness to initiate more direct interaction. That time, it appears, is about to come into view. We can only wait and watch for now, but phase shift is begun. As it progresses, we will also come into view. For the moment, however, far more immediate concerns are on the close range of your attention. There are some things to watch, and as they are brought into the light, more of them will resolve. Down through the ages, as you have known time to be measured, there has been some long-awaited news announced in various templates of human culture. Your history is interwoven with legend and lies, some based on factual events and situations, some of it completely fabricated as part of a tapestry of illusion designed to deliberately deceive. Can you distinguish between the truth and the lie? More importantly, can you bring your vision into focus without the light-bending lens of belief? Sometimes it is not so easy to do, but if ever there was a time to learn how to see without distortion of any kind, that time is now. You will be asked to faithfully give your knowledge-gathering skills over to the control of an outside agency, to forfeit your natural right to do and be your own person. How will you answer, dear ones? Just put aside any thoughts of faith, authority, and need, and see what remains. Do you require yourselves to be relieved of the burden of your mind? Do you require some outside apparatus of intelligence to think for you? The answer is clear for those whose eyes are open, but to the one who naps through transformation, the answer is perhaps not so clear. Petals of a flower are a way of life for the bee. The envelope of nectar gives the bee information and purpose. Likewise, the functioning lobes of your mind are nectar-filled blossoms for the odd half-formed thought to be immersed in, so that the unique perfume of your soul experience can imbue it with life and purpose. Thus do you nurture the essence of thought, and thus does your mind serve the fabric of reality in which half-formed thoughts are transformed into living creations of divine nature. Your mind is an integral part of that machinery of omnicreative divinity. We hope you can understand the magnitude of your impact upon the engine driving the reality of your world. It is nothing short of miraculous. Now is the moment of collective blossoming of minds and hearts awake in the light of a new day. Are you being totally honest with yourselves when you say you are ready to find yourselves all together in that light? You do realize, do you not, that the light encompasses the totality of humanity, and that all will stand unmasked, including you? Those with whom you disagree, those whose philosophy of living incorporates some things you would term abominable. Make no doubt, when the light shines, it shines on all equally. It provides no quarter in which to deny any aspect of yourself which, in the world of shadows, you have grown adept at giving a false identity. Just as some part of you has known all along, there would come a time of unmasking. That time is now. It will come as a relief to all. No one upon the planetary matrix is able to escape the love that emanates from the intelligent source of life that animates the whole of existence. All that is within the enveloping thought of being of divine wholeness, and each fractaline emanation of living form within this universal thought form is understood, known, loved as the natural incarnation of divine expression. There is nothing that exists within this wholeness that is not known by it. There is nothing outside the wholeness which is known from within it. The unknown, once understood, becomes part of the wholeness, and by its nature transforms the wholeness into a greater ball of being than it was before. Thus does divinity play hide and seek with itself. You are part of this great game of existence, entered into by your own free will, and limited in gameplay only by agreement to forget, temporarily, your connection with the source of divine knowingness. Here is the point I wish to make today, in this communication with the world of human consciousness on Earth. The nature of love is in your reality. Indeed, it is your reality, and in those pockets of experience which seem to utterly lack the nature of love, the players of the great divine game have chosen to forget their own true identity as divinity in temporary human form. Yet the totality of love cannot be bound by the confines of a wholeness outside of which divinity is also at play. Thus it remains to be discovered, known, understood by the universe which you know as all that is. Do you see what that implies, dear souls? The integration of such an overwhelming understanding means the transformation of everything from knowing what it thinks it knows into a knowing of reality beyond which it can at this point imagine. The introduction of love, which is yet to be understood, is going to come with a big shock to the system which is now in the driver's seat of the planetary ride. Though it will be for the whole of human consciousness a shock, it will not be destructive. Rather, it will revive the heart of a humanity which has for long eons slept under a spell of dark ignorance, and will bring to life what has remained dormant in spite of one true fact, that humanity, no matter what you consider to be the source of its existence upon the face of the earth, is divine in its very essence, and as such it is able to be self-aware of its sacred nature. When the love beyond which the reality of your collective is able to comprehend comes within the limits of what you are collectively able to perceive, a change will be catalyzed, the likes of which none of any of us can predict. The presence of love brings with it life. It is something which many of you have prayed for in a million different ways. We are here to answer what you are ready to hear. A great love is alive just beyond the limits of your envelope of perception. When it makes itself known, everything will change. And why do I bring such a message to your world? There are many who hope that the reality they see is not all that is, and many have grown weary of hope. We are aware of your struggles, both internal and international, and we feel the life that is the collective of humanity on earth. And we love you. This is why I come to you now, dear souls, to say that there is more to the reality than you are able to see, and that love is so much more than many would have you believe. Be vigilant in maintaining your core integrity as forces of great change make themselves felt in the world. Remember who you are. You are not slaves, and you are not yet understanding the full range of your divinity. That is something that is moving through the collective consciousness now, as love begins to bleed through the faraway edges of the human organism. Let it move unimpeded when it arrives at your toes, knowing the time has come for masks to fall and pretense to be let go. You are in the process of global change, which a greater intelligence than any human mind disconnected from divine identity is able to comprehend, is guiding. We of the League of Light are here with you now, as more of you come into the light of this glowing unknown, this new kind of love. It is something we are familiar with, and something you may wish to have some off-world kind of input about. Either way, it appears that the moment has come when the understanding of love modulates into a higher frequency range in the sphere of energetic thought patterns in the planetary consciousness. The matrix is shifting to accommodate new patterns of light, and that affects the human mind and heart. What is already underway will soon become the foundation for reality to settle into. What you sense as a shift will be known by all as transformation. We have always loved you, even though we have not always been permitted to act in response to your suffering. We are able now to say, more sanity is in the light than in the shadows, but it is in the shadows that the potential for true sane wholeness is catalyzed. What is the catalyst, you would ask? The knowledge that beyond the edges of darkness is a light which brings the human soul home. The trust in the universality of love. The thought that outside the confines of a world held in the thrall of darkness' blind spell is awakening love and living light. These are the catalysts for the transformation from life to living, from seeking to divine knowing. You have the ability to traverse the space between and to release yourself from the bondage of belief's limitations. Let into your heart the light of home, which shines within your being and beyond the limit of thought. We come.